everybody, welcome back to Prairie Wings Performance. I'm Meray and this is my dad Merl.
Hello.
And you may be wondering, am I really small or is this tire really big? We're doing our basic shop talk series and we're going to be talking about all things tires. You may recognize a tire like this. It's an all seasons tire. So places like Canada that get winter, a lot of us just use a tire like this instead of swapping between having a summer and a winter. Certain places you have to have a winter tire, but in Alberta, you can just use an all seasons all year round.
So why do we need a specialized tire and where in Canada close to us that you can relate to?
Well, British Columbia, you have to have a winter tire in the winter there, because their roads and that can get really crazy because they get a lot of different snow in that there.
And so an all-season tire doesn't have the same kind of traction characteristics. If you look at this tire can be used in a summer, it can be used in the winter, it can be used in wet, it can be used on dry. It's a very good general purpose tire. Whereas if we look at this one, I'm not going to get deep into compounds, but it has a different compound. It's quite soft and it has a whole bunch of sight marks. Now, the other thing about the winter tire, I'm sure people have heard the term studded tires. So a lot of mud snow tires, which are specific tires, this tire is only meant for in the winter. If you drive this in the summer, it's going to wear out extremely fast. But the studded tires on a winter tire, they have little holes. And your local tire shop, if you want a tire like this studded, they actually can put in little steel cleats in here, which is going to really help the traction. But you have to be careful. A lot of places, it's illegal to actually run a studded tire. So you want to grab the next tire there? What do we call that one?
This one's like an off-roading tire.
Absolutely. Tell me about this one.
It's got really big tread on this one.
Yeah, it's got big tread, but where else does it have tread that you don't see tread on these?
Kind of on the sides here.
Yeah, so this is going to really dig if we're talking in dirt and mud and stuff like that. It's more of a specialized tire, but do we see these run all over all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Just people in Alberta and that, they like their big trucks and they like to go mudding and everything like that. So you do see a lot of these ones.
Yeah, now what's the disadvantage of a tire like this when you're driving down the road?
It doesn't ride as nice. It's kind of...
They're stiffer, they got heavier sidewalls. And are they noisy?
Yeah, they're noisy.
Yeah, especially when they wear. So they actually get really bad wear patterns where these lugs wear off and they get cupped out, so they make a really loud whirring noise. You'll hear them pass you by when that's happening. As well, in the winter, how good is this tire?
Not great.
Yeah.
It doesn't grip.
Yeah, there's not a lot of flex and fine stuff to actually grip the winter road, so this can be an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, we're gonna go to, we'll stay street style stuff. So this here is a one kind of street tire. Here's another kind of street tire, but these are all race style tires. Okay. So this one here is it's got a softer compound. It will wear out quick, but I don't want to get too deep into it, but it is a tire that is meant for mainly street driving, and it will hook up a little bit more on the track. It's like a street competition tire. And then we get into this tire here, and this one is a little bit more track oriented. So if we take these tires and we compare them to this tire, you can look up all the treadwear ratings. We're not going to get really into that, other than the fact is, this tire driving around day to day in the summer, if it was the same size as these, this one lasts a long time. It wouldn't wear out as compared to this one. This one has a softer compound. But if we take a look at these two, if we're trying to go fast on the track with a treaded tire, this one here, it's gonna hook up So if you're spinning, it isn't going to spin as fast as this one, and then compared to this one would spin like crazy. But this one's going to wear faster than this and this. There's a big difference between these tires, as well as, we're not going to get into detail, these are speed rated differently. This all-season tire is not made to hold together at high speeds. This one's less, and this is the highest speed rated tire. Now this tire here is, you can get these in different compounds. This would be comparable to this tire. It's just when you have certain vehicles that you modify heavily. So this actually is a tire for my 1969 Camaro, which hopefully my grandbabies, if you bring them, will be able to drive on this tire. I probably never will. But I'm gonna build that car anyway, hopefully for grandkids. But this tire here is kind of a fun tire. Now, that 69 Camaro, I plan on being really fast. You wanna grab the slick? Mm-hmm. So this tire is a street legal tire, and we got this slick not mounted. It is a drag race tire. And so you see, this is not worn out. It is a completely smooth tire. You'll see these blown up on cars. They look really round and everything. But the one thing that I really wanted to point out is we talk a lot about racing stuff. And in the past video, we chatted about radials compared to slicks. So if you turn that one sideways. So if you look at the street radial tire, this tire and that tire, the suspension is going to be set up differently for. Now these are both not mounted, and the reason why is I wanted to demonstrate. This actually has a good sidewall to it. It is a radial tire. Racing slicks are a bias-ply tire, just flex, like it's just like this one here, I can put my weight on and hardly have it flex. That one there is just a big floppy, wrinkly wrinkle wall slick. So we'll throw some videos in of cars launching with these, close-ups of the tires to see what they look like. But those are meant to fold up, wrinkle over, and they actually go faster when they have a little bit of spin. These tires, we want a dead hook to go faster.
We get asked all the time about these ones. These are different tires. These are the ones we roll cars around in the shop on, and they're good for when we're fabbing things up and that. And these are the treadwear, no, just kidding. These are to make sure that it doesn't keep kind of rolling, it kind of stops them.
That's a great point. Yeah. I'd really like to get into some details. Come zoom in on this tire here. Okay, so this line across here is actually the tread wear marking, and it's very common on tires. Not all of them have it, but this is a very common indicator. If you wear the tread down so that there's a straight bar all the way across this tire, you've actually gone too far. That's the legal limit. You don't actually want to hit this. And so it is time, if these are getting close, to get your tires replaced. There's other indicators as well. And like, for example, on this racing slick here, there are some holes in the tire, and if we get close to that, these slicks are done. We don't want to take a slick to the edge.
Whoa.
So,
we got to watch our detail here. We're doing basic shop talk.
Yes, and I am bad for getting into details.
So there's no way we can cover everything on tires, so you can always look up different compounds on tires and date codes and treadwear ratings to kind of get a little more detail for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope this video helped you understand some of the basics in shop talk. If people are talking about this stuff, that you have a little bit of a grasp on it. More details, drop in the comments, look it up. There's lots of information about it. So if you don't mind,
please like, share, and subscribe.